A hot night in Valley Glen as the Monarchs take the field at home for the first time, looking to stay unbeaten. Winners at Victor Valley last week. Third straight season the Monarchs have opened up the year with a win, and they'll host Allan Hancock in from Santa Barbara tonight. Allan Hancock, a 46-7 win over LA Valley last year. That one on the road in Santa Barbara, so Monarchs with some revenge on their mind and kind of a new-look program for the Monarchs. Matt White comes back second season as the head coach, but a lot of new faces, particularly on the defensive side of the ball. And defense is what carried the Monarchs last week in that 22-14 win. 5 sacks, 1 interception. Held Victor Valley to just 125 yards in that game. -2 out on the ground. The defense looks to be the strength of the team this year. Offense did just enough last week. Saw some positive things. 17 for 31 overall through the air. Just the 1 turnover, and kind of an efficient game on the ground. Monarchs won the time of possession battle, a little over 33 minutes with the ball. Starting quarterback for the Monarchs this year, Kalawaya Judd, back for his 3rd season in a Monarchs uniform, was granted a medical red shirt as the Hawaiian had a horrific knee injury 2 years ago. Had his season cut short then, and last year just never looked quite right. He was one of 4 guys who saw playing time throughout the year, and the Monarchs really never got that rhythm offensively. Haunted them. They got off to a 3-0 start, but then lost their final 4 games, finished the year 4-6, and open for more sustained success this year. Again, opening night win at Victor Valley, 22-14, and hosting Allan Hancock tonight. Allan Hancock, in kind of a scheduling quirk, hasn't played yet. They had their bye week to start the year. Now they'll have to play 10 consecutive weeks, so not sure the reason behind that with the scheduling, but Allan Hancock taking the field for the first time tonight. And LA Valley will kick it off from left to right to start. So glad you could join us tonight. SportsNetUSA.net will have every home game for the Monarchs this year. Also at Fullerton College, Golden West, and East LA. One of the new schools this year on the network. Now here in Rosenberg live with you on Valley Glen. Hot night, about 90 degrees. That's Sam to my right running the computer, and just about ready to go for Monarch football. Set to kick it off for the Monarchs, Jake Calver. Let's see, number 48 on your screen. Monarchs in their all-black uniforms tonight. Vegas gold helmets, Vegas gold numbers, and Allan Hancock white jerseys, blue pants, and blue numbers. Now Calver's got everybody lined up. 5 men on each side of him. And the season underway. Kick high, end over end, going back towards the goal line. It'll be fielded about a yard inside. Run along the right side as a flag comes out. Taken out to about the 37. Good return for Allan Hancock, but I got a feeling this one's coming back. That flag's down at the 20. If that's where a hold took place, ball would wind up somewhere around the 10. Now wait for our officials to give us the word. Seth Manier is guilty of a hold during the return, so it's going to put the ball around the 10-yard line, so not good field position for Allan Hancock. They waste what was a pretty good return. Out there instead, now they'll have to go about 90 yards the other way. Some of the returning guys on offense for Allan Hancock. Raheem Skinner, running back, burned LA Valley for 145 yards and 2 touchdowns in last year's contest. In the backfield on first down, and they'll give it away on the ground, run straight up the gut, only about 2 or 3. And that one stop made at the 13, gang tackle for LA Valley. Set up 2nd down and 7. It was Jacob Rodas, the fullback. So we'll credit him with 3. It'll be 2nd down at about 7, and Allan Hancock at their 13, just underway in Valley Glen. High formation, 2 running backs on the, or 2 receivers rather, on the right side. Oh, they'll keep it on the ground again, and not much going on. The defensive line for LA Valley standing tall, pick up about 1 to the 14. It's going to be 3rd down and a long 6. This was Isaac Bosley, one of the returning sophomores. Bosley had 63 yards against LA Valley last year. Third down and 6 for Antelope Valley. Probably have to put it in the air this time. Only one man deep for the Monarchs. Everybody else in coverage and stuffing the box. Play action. In trouble and escaping the pocket, running for the first down, Thomas Carr. There was some heavy pursuit from behind. Okay, he was being chased on the play by Anthony Mermea, 6'4" defensive end out of Vista Murrieta. Carr able to escape the heat, picked up about 7, only needed 6. And good for an Allan Hancock first down. It's only about a minute and a half in. 3 plays, 1 first down for Allan Hancock. Carr under center. 2 receivers on the left. Put it on the ground and a run up the middle. Looked like Rodas, the fullback. Tackle for LA Valley, made by Marquise DeWert. So give him 4 yards to the 25. Correction, that was Skinner on the run. So Skinner in the game for the first time. Again, he had a great game against LA Valley last year. He was the leading rusher in 2017, 749 yards, 7 touchdowns, had 2 of them against the Monarchs, including a 90-yard run. It's the longest of the season for Allan Hancock. 2nd and 6. Allan Hancock from their 25. Keep it on the ground again, and this time it's Bosley. And he's stuffed up around the 27. So 2 more for him. Third down at about 4. Allan Hancock converted their first third down. That was a 3rd and 6. It'll be a little easier this time, 3rd and 4. So the Monarchs looked very good defensively last week, only allowing the 2 touchdowns, 14 points, 5 sacks, 1 interception. And 11 tackles for losses last week. Carr under center, 3rd and 4. They're going to try to run for it. It's Skinner. Skinner bounces out of 1 tackle around the 27, stays on his feet to the 31. It's going to be close to the first down marker. And it looks like the officials are going to give it to him. So he needed the 31. They're going to spot it at the 32. So a good 5-yard run for Skinner. And Antelope Valley just slowly chugging away, picking up small yardage, but just enough for these first downs. Monarchs controlled the clock last week, a little over 33 minutes with the football, and Antelope Valley Allan Hancock, trying to change that this week. Carr, play action, rolling to his right, throwing downfield, and completes it along the sideline at the 45. Catch made by Isaiah Rowland, the tight end out of Santa Maria. That's another first down, so 3 pickups for first downs for Allan Hancock thus far on this drive, looking pretty good. Now out to the 45, that was a gain of 13, first completed pass for Carr tonight. Thomas Carr, a history and political science major, transferred from Saddleback College, where he appeared in 3 games last year. An I formation for the Bulldogs. 1st and 10 from their 45. And trying to keep it on the ground. And Bosley again, his 3rd carry of the night. He'll fight his way out to about the 48, gain of 3. A couple of guys involved in the tackle for the Monarchs. Amir Postley, sophomore linebacker out of Philly, leading the charge. Kind of a slow, methodical approach for the Bulldogs from Allan Hancock. Got to mention that LA Valley so good with the clock last week, and Bulldogs trying to take that advantage away. Monarchs stuffing the box, 2nd and 7. Allan Hancock from their 48. They'll keep it on the ground with Skinner, and Skinner able to escape the initial hit at the 50, stayed on his feet to the 46. That's 6 more yards for Skinner. He's going to be close to another first down, about 2 yards short. So the Monarchs allowed just 125 yards on the ground last week. They actually didn't allow positive yardage in the running game. So Victor Valley just couldn't seem to find their footing at all against the LA Valley defense. Allan Hancock, by contrast, picking up most of their yards on the ground this drive. 3rd and 2 from the enemy 48. LA Valley coming in, breaks through the line, gets a hit at the 47. Then makes the stop at the 46, so standing tall on third down. And now a question, what is Allan Hancock going to do? They take a gamble. It's 4th and about 1, actually less than a yard, about half a yard needed. This Dutra, 18th year head coach for Allan Hancock, 100 career wins. He's got some job security. He can afford to take these gambles. He's going to leave the offense on the field 4th and inches from the 46. Carr on the keeper, pushing his way forward. Ball's on the ground. LA Valley says they have it, and emerging from the pile with the football is Anthony Lira. So the Monarchs celebrating as if they have it, and they're going to say yes. Knee was not down when the ball came out. Not sure where the spot would have been if they said that Carr's knee was down before the ball came out, but Anthony Lira with the takeaway, first turnover of the night. So Allan Hancock looked good for a while. It was a 6-minute drive, but does not result in points. As Anthony Lira comes away with the takeaway on 4th down. And the Monarchs will take over at their own 45. So glad you could join us tonight, Monarchs. Right now the only unbeaten team in the new American Metro Conference. Only other team that won last week, LA Southwest, fell victim to Mount San Jacinto today, 35-14. So Monarchs last men standing. And open to improve to 2-0. Judd will lead the offense onto the field, running back on each side of him. 1st and 10, LA Valley starting at the 45. First possession for them, play action. Judd looking downfield, going for the home run ball on 1st down, and overshoots his man. Flag comes out at the end of it. He was looking for Leon Courtney from Louisiana downfield. Courtney couldn't quite get underneath the football, but he's going to draw the flag. Well, unlike the NFL, which is a spot foul, pass interference would be 15 yards. And got to figure that's what the call is going to be. So it is. So the Monarchs get 15 yards the easy way. And now we've moved into Allan Hancock territory. About 9 minutes to go, first quarter. No score. Monarchs with the ball for the first time. Kalawaya Judd, the 3rd-year sophomore, out there, granted a medical red shirt. Terrell Love, his #1 running back, over his left shoulder. 2 receivers left, 1 receiver, a tight end on the right. 2 men deep in the secondary for Allan Hancock. The shotgun snap to Judd. Judd, time to throw, looking downfield again, throwing to the left sideline, and overshoots his target, DJ King, the intended man. DJ King out of Tampa, standing at just 5'10", one of the guys that Judd can't afford to overthrow. You're dealing with receivers under 6 feet. Throws have to be on the money. Judd last week showed some good signs. It was actually Josh Evans who threw the touchdown pass, but Kalawaya Judd on the night, 12 for 20, good accuracy, 104 yards. Did throw 1 interception. He'll be unprotected in the shotgun. 3 receivers left, 2 to the right. 2nd and 10, LA Valley from the Allan Hancock 40. Blitz coming. Judd has to get rid of it, dumps it off short to Dawson Schick. Schick with an opening 35, gets inside the 25. Flag comes out during the action after the catch, but Dawson Schick down to the 18-yard line. Would be a 22-yard completion, good for a first down if it stands. Usually when the flag comes out in the area that it's in, goes against the offense on a hold. Matthew White, 2nd-year head coach, with his hands in the air saying, come on, don't do that. And the body language from the Monarchs, they're walking backwards, and well, it's not going to be holding. It's going to be pass interference against the Monarchs. So not the penalty we thought we would see. Holding would have been a little bit less damaging, as it would have been 10 yards from the spot of the foul. They call it offensive pass interference. The catch never took place. The ball is going to back up, what I believe would be 10 yards from where it was snapped, although it would not be a loss of down. Well, they're going to move it all the way to the 45 of LA Valley, so my mistake, a 15-yard penalty, not a 10, on the offensive pass interference. It's going to be 2nd down and a long 25 for LA Valley, backed up to their 45. So the drive was looking good to begin. And now the Monarchs going to have to overcome their first adversity tonight as an offense. An official still waiting to get things set up. Play clock has not begun winding. And Allan Hancock got onto the LA Valley side of the field. And then fumbled on 4th down as Anthony Lira came away with the football. And the Monarchs with the benefit of a penalty got into the Allan Hancock side of the field, but a 15-yard penalty of their own has put them back at their own 45. 2nd down and 25, LA Valley from their 45. Looking to get on the board first, 8.5 to play, first quarter. Judd in the gun, Schick to his right. 3 receivers left side, 1 on the right. 2 safeties back there for Allan Hancock. Just can't give up the big play for the Bulldog defense. Motion from left to right. They fake the handoff. Judd takes off himself, and Judd running along the right numbers gets past the 45, close to the 40 in Allan Hancock territory. It's about a 14-yard run for Kalawaya Judd. And Judd not looking like that knee bothering him tonight. He had a brutal knee injury 2 years ago, cut his freshman season short. And Judd came back last season, never really looked right, couldn't plant that leg, and really didn't have the scrambling ability that we saw from him during the 2016 season. Judd coming back looking like he's at full strength, at least so far this season, early in the going. So they cut the yardage in half. 3rd and 11, LA Valley at the 41, or 41, excuse me, of Allan Hancock. Judd staying in the gun, couple steps to his left. Throws over the middle, close to the first down marker. Catch is made, and then a couple more after the catch to the 29-yard line. Reception made by Kareem Miles, his first catch of the night. And that one good for a first down. 12 yards through the air to Kareem Miles, who was one of 7 receivers to catch a pass from the 2 quarterbacks last week for LA Valley. Now hurrying to the line of scrimmage, 1st and 10. LA Valley at the Allan Hancock 28, no score. A little over halfway through the first quarter. Fake the handoff. Judd takes off himself left side and takes a hard shot to his chest. Tackle made on the play. Angelo Ortiz, freshman linebacker out of Newcastle, Delaware, William Penn High School. So 3 yards for Judd on the scramble. He's had a chance to show off his legs a few times tonight. 2 scrambles, 17 yards for Kalawaya Judd. 2nd and 7, LA Valley at the 26 of Allan Hancock. Play clock down to 5, got to hurry up. And Judd will give it away. It's Terrell Love who cuts to the left side, and Love has nowhere to go. He swallowed up quickly at the 26, no gain on the play, and it'll be 3rd and about 7 for LA Valley. So 3rd downs were one of many offensive problems for the Monarchs last year. Last week, they're a little bit better, 5 for 17. That was a 29% mark. Still not where they'd like it to be, but still an improvement from a lot of the games that we saw last year. 3rd and 7 for LA Valley. It would be a 44-yard field goal from here, longer than most junior colleges like to kick it. So maybe 4-down territory. Don't necessarily have to get all 7 yards at once. 3rd and 7 from the Allan Hancock 27. Judd alone in the gun. Flags come out just as the ball is snapped. And false start against the Monarchs. So it was 3rd and 7. So 3rd and 7 becomes 3rd and 12. Job a little bit more difficult for this offense. Figure now you have to go through the air, even if they are thinking 4-down territory. Want to chip away, at least make it a manageable 4th down situation. And at this point, probably, well, I'd say definitely out of field goal range at 48 yards. So Judd will stay in the gun. He's been there most of the night. Schick is the running back to his right. Receiver on the left side, 2 on the right. 2 men deep for the Bulldogs. Judd going to go to the end zone down the right side. And a step past his man, DJ King, as the guy he was looking for. Twice Judd has overthrown King tonight. Again, King standing at just 5'10". Good coverage on the play for Allan Hancock. Dominic Chapa. In the secondary was back there, sophomore out of Aurora, Colorado. So 4th and 12. LA Valley at the Allan Hancock 31-yard line. It'll be a 48-yard field goal for the Monarchs. Jake Calver out to kick it. I didn't think they were going to let him kick one from this far. Kick will come from the left hash. It is up and not even close. It'll skip halfway into the end zone. So no good. Turnover off the missed field goal. So each side gets into enemy territory, but unable to come away with points. And Allan Hancock will take over around their 31-yard line. We come back. Scoring update. The Fullerton College Hornets, the state champions from last season, a 20-7 lead in the second quarter against Riverside City College. Mark Pavlovich and Corey Nealon will bring you all the action for Fullerton College this season. So Allan Hancock takes over at their 31. No score, 5 minutes on the clock in the first quarter. They'll keep it on the ground on first down. And picking up 2 yards was Raheem Skinner. So 17 yards for him so far in the first quarter against Skinner. The 2 touchdowns and 145 yards against LA Valley in the 46-7 win last year. Monarchs with a sizable win 2 seasons ago. Last time these teams played here as part of the 11-0 Monarchs season. Only undefeated team in California, 11-0 in 2016. 2nd and 8. Allan Hancock from their 33. They'll keep it on the ground again. This time Jaden Vargas, 4th man to see the ball, comes in and he picks up maybe half a yard. It'll depend on the spot. The defensive line standing tall on that play. Flag is out, though. It's on the far side of the field. Still waiting to hear from our officials. The officials haven't picked up the flag. Still waiting to see what the call is going to be. Looks like now they're going to pick it up. It would be 3rd and 8. Well, now it's going to go against LA Valley. So instead of facing a 3rd and 8, they're going to face a 2nd and 3. It's one of the things Matt White wanted to preach during the offseason, and now into our 2nd game of the year. Just don't commit stupid penalties. Don't make the job easier for the opponent. 2nd and 3, Allan Hancock from their 38. It's Carr under center. He'll give it away to Bosley. And Bosley with an opening on the right side picks up the first down as he angles towards the sideline. Gets to about the 44. Called a gain of 6 for him. And that'll move the chains for Allan Hancock. And the Monarchs 22-14 last week over Victor Valley on the road. They'll be at Long Beach City College next week. Long Beach playing at maybe the biggest junior college stadium in California. It's Veterans Stadium down in Long Beach. 1st and 10, Allan Hancock from their 42. And they'll stick with Skinner on the ground, and Skinner loses 2 on the play. Now, a couple guys for LA Valley in on the tackle. Amir Postley, among others. Sophomore linebacker out of Philly. It'll be 2nd and 12 for Allan Hancock at the 40. Carr under center, 2 receivers on the right side. Move a fullback over to the right side. Play action rolling to his right, looking downfield and incomplete, and was off the fingertips of Kajon Lakes, freshman receiver out of Vegas, Andre Agassi High School. I guess a little bit out of his reach. Pass probably could have been caught by Lakes. I don't know if maybe he started to turn his head a little bit looking upfield. He was open. Would have been close to the first down had he been able to bring it in, but good news for the Monarchs. Falls incomplete. It'll be 3rd down and 12 from their 41. Out of the gun is Carr, and whistles blow. Didn't see a flag come out. Well, the official said timeout against Valley. He pointed in the direction of Allan Hancock. But they are going to charge it to the Monarchs. So first charge timeout against LA Valley as Matt White and his defensive coordinator CJ Claiborne want to talk about the strategy. 3rd down and 12 for this defense, looking to get off the field without allowing any points for the second time. You know, the Monarchs really came on strong in the second half last week. They were trailing at halftime, but then outscored Victor Valley 15-0 in the second half. So when the defense really found their stride, didn't allow anything down the stretch. And our out-of-town scoreboard tonight, Fullerton, a 20-7 lead in the second quarter over Riverside City College. LA Southwest in the Metro Conference already has lost to Mount San Jacinto, 35-14. Glendale and Pasadena getting started at 6 o'clock. No scoring update there just yet. And West LA losing to Pierce earlier tonight, 16-12. We'll see Pierce here in 2 weeks. And see West LA once we get into conference action later in the season. So back to the action on the field. No score, 2:48 to go in the first. 3rd and 12, Allan Hancock from their 41. Carr under center on a draw. Gives it away, run to the left side by Bosley, and Bosley only able to get to about the 45. A lot of horizontal scrambling, but nowhere to go. Tracking him down, Malik Martin coming in from the secondary, sophomore out of Chatsworth. Silmar High School comes in, makes the stop. And Allan Hancock will come up empty on their second drive. Now, the first time Allan Hancock went for it on 4th down, they fumbled it, and coming away with it was Lira for the Monarchs. This time they'll have to kick this one away. Kick is high, it's short. It's spiraling, will bounce at the 32, and everybody just getting out of the way. So Allan Hancock will eventually down it at the 27. 28-yard punt, no return. And LA Valley will have decent field position here to start their second drive of the night. 2 minutes to go in the first quarter. No score. This is LA Valley football on sportsnetusa.net. So Monarchs back on the field. Second crack at it offensively. Judd will stay out there at quarterback. Drive begins at their 28, no score. They'll keep it on the ground. That's Darian Albrecht into the game for the first time offensively, and he gets chased to the sidelines. Have to see where they mark him out. It looks like he may have lost a yard or two on the play. But a generous spot's going to put this around the 28, so no gain, as Albrecht just really had nowhere to go on that run. Last week, leading rusher for the Monarchs was Love. Albrecht not much of a factor in the offense. I saw more action as a receiver than as a running back. 2nd and 10, LA Valley from their 28. Judd, with 4 receivers downfield, escapes some pressure to the right side, throws to Albrecht on the sideline, completes it at the 45. Albrecht across midfield with a flag out. He gets about 13 more yards after that to the 40 of Allan Hancock. 32-yard completion, but the Monarchs fearful this one might be coming back. It's around where the ball was thrown, which gives you the sense it might be holding on the offensive line. And that's what it is. So a 32-yard completion to Albrecht comes off the books. And the Monarchs will now have to go a long way. See where they spot this football. So he's 2nd and 20 from the 18. Final minute of the first quarter, no score. Has been mostly a defensive struggle. Allan Hancock had some early success running the football, but since then it's been all defense. 2nd and 20 from their 18, LA Valley. Judd staying out of the gun, Love to his left. 2 receivers on each side of the field, motion from right to left. That was Bryson moving around, and delay of game against LA Valley. Boy, so things going from bad to worse for the Monarchs. Well, I thought they had a 32-yard completion downfield. That one was taken away by the penalty. So you lose 10 yards on the holding, another 5 on the delay of game. Now it's 2nd and 25 from the 13. So I think now the strategy changes a bit offensively. Now you're not thinking about getting points so much as not making that costly mistake and turning the ball over deep in your own territory. So Judd will stay out of the gun. Love and Schick in the backfield providing some extra protection, and that doesn't do any good. So the line breaks down, sack back at the 6-yard line. A couple of guys in there seeing who emerges from the dog pile. Dominic King, the 6'5" sophomore out of Santa Maria, going to be credited with the sack. He had 2 of them last week. So 3 early on the season for King. It was probably their best defensive player. That's the end of the first quarter, and well, the Monarchs will punt it away to start the second. For a loss of a few more on the play, they're backed up to their 14-yard line. So end of 1, no score. This is LA Valley College football at sportsnetusa.net. So ready to go in the second, and an ugly end of the first quarter for LA Valley. They thought they had a 32-yard completion to Darian Albrecht. Would have set them up in Allan Hancock territory. Good chance to get on the board. And after a series of penalties and a sack by King, 3rd sack of the season for him, for Allan Hancock. It's now 3rd and 33. And Kalawaya Judd out of the gun. Incomplete pass going into the ground. I think Allan Hancock thought that might have been a punt. I mean, we lost track of downs up here. I thought that was 4th down. And I guess they got one of them back on one of the penalties, so my mistake. Now they're going to have to punt it away. So 4th and 33. 1 point, LA Valley thought they were at the 40-yard line of Allan Hancock. Now they're going to punt it from the back of their own end zone. Calver sends it away. Fair catch called for at the 35 on the Monarchs side of the field. So Alex Shecky thought the pressure was coming a little sooner than it was. Looked like he would have had some space to run. And he has decided to protect himself. So the punt went about 22 yards, no return. Great field position for Allan Hancock. This is their best starting position for their 3rd drive tonight. Just underway, 2nd quarter, no score. Mostly a defensive battle tonight, each side the victim of a couple penalties. It'll be Carr under center, 2 men in the backfield on 1st and 10 from the Monarchs 35. They'll keep it on the ground, pushing his way forward. Goes Skinner. Looked like he was hit around the line of scrimmage, able to stay on his feet, and was very low to the ground. Picked up another 7 yards on the play. So Skinner, 22 yards so far. And we keep mentioning how he burned the Monarchs last year. Monarchs haven't allowed him to get that huge run, but he has been able to pick up a little bit here and there. And Allan Hancock has spent most of the game on the field with their offense. So keep it on the ground. 2nd and 3 from the 28. Bosley a little bit shy of the 1st down. He got 2 of the 3 yards he needed. So I've got Bosley with 16 yards so far tonight. 3rd and 1, Allan Hancock at the 26 of LA Valley. Carr will line up under center. I formation. Give it away, and 1st down picked up on the ground. Bursting through and getting that first down. Looks like it was Seshi. The only time we had seen him was on the fair catch on the punt return. Seshi able to pick up the first down. He gets about 3 on the play. It's about 2 minutes into our second quarter, still no score. Allan Hancock looking for the first points of the night, and another flag at the line of scrimmage. False start against Allan Hancock. Well, that's a break for the Monarchs. Just gave up the first down. This ball will move back from the 23 to the 28. The clock will start up again. Fresh 25 on the play clock. Now Carr stays under center. Give it away to Skinner. And Skinner swallowed up whole at the 25. May have even been pushed back a yard behind there. Now forward progress will put it at the 25. So a gain of 3 for Skinner. So he gets some of the penalty yardage back. It'll be second and about 12 from the 25 of LA Valley. Still 20-7, Fullerton leading Riverside in the second quarter, and Golden West took an early lead, 7-0, but 3 straight touchdowns from San Diego Mesa has them on top 21-7. One of our other games. Give it away, and Vargas on the ground gets hit at the line of scrimmage, finds an opening on the left side all the way around the tackle, gets to the sideline, and then sets up a 1st and goal for Allan Hancock. So LA Valley looked like they were going to stop that for no gain, then couldn't finish off the play. That turns into a 19-yard gain. So Vargas hasn't been in there often, but when he has, he's looked good. 7 yards on his first carry, 19 on his second. And it's 1st and goal, Allan Hancock at the 4-yard line. So time for the Monarchs defense to stand tall, make a play, try to hold this to 3 points. And we'll get a timeout on the field. Timeout taken by Allan Hancock. First charge timeout, 11:55 on the clock in the second quarter. Allan Hancock threatening 1st and goal at the 4 when we come back here on SportsNetUSA.net. Everybody back to the field. 12 minutes to go, first half, and Allan Hancock 1st and goal at the 4 of LA Valley. I formation, Carr under center, gives it away at Skinner. Skinner spinning and fighting his way into the end zone. Touchdown, Allan Hancock. Flags come out at the end of it. Looked like Skinner was in clean. And touchdown for Raheem Skinner. Had 2 of them against the Monarchs last year. Gets the first points of the night. Just got to wait for the word on this penalty. Looked like Skinner was into the end zone, though, before the flags came out. So our best guess is it's going to be some kind of unsportsmanlike after the play, which would get enforced on the ensuing kickoff. So unsportsmanlike against Allan Hancock, touchdown will stand. It'll be enforced on the kickoff, 15 yards. So 6-0. Allan Hancock with the early lead. Skinner with the 4-yard touchdown run. Now Allan Hancock looking to add 1 more. Kick is up and it is good. Hector Gil Garcia, sophomore kicker out of Santa Maria, puts it through. Now 7-0. Allan Hancock, 11:50 to play in the first, and now time for the Monarchs to answer. It's LA Valley College football on SportsNetUSA.net. Well, because of the unsportsmanlike penalty taking place after the touchdown, this kickoff will come from the 20 instead of the 35. So Gil Garcia, with 5 men on each side of him, set to kick it away 7-0, Allan Hancock. They get on the board first. A 4-yard touchdown run from Raheem Skinner. 29 yards and a score for him tonight. Garcia sends it away. Bryson and Parker, the 2 men deep. It's going to be Bryson fielding on the far side at the 14. Heads upfield, 20-30. Bryson cuts back to the numbers, 35. And upended at the 36. A good return for Jameer Bryson. His first action of the night. 22-yard return. And good field position for LA Valley as they'll try to tie this game up. For the Monarchs, haven't had a lot of success offensively. Looked like they were starting to move the ball downfield on their last drive. A 22-yard pass to Darian Albrecht, though, was taken away by a penalty. And a couple more penalties. A sack. And LA Valley had to punt it away from deep inside their own end zone. The punt only went out to the 35-yard line, and Allan Hancock, keep calling him Antelope Valley. It's Allan Hancock that we're playing tonight. So Judd will take the field for LA Valley. Snap from the 37, and whistles blowing this one dead. The Monarchs take a timeout. So not the kind of timeout that Matthew White was hoping to take. As you've had a while to think about what you're going to call on first down. Coaches are talking to the players about what they're going to do when they get on the field. So to not be able to get the snap off is disappointing. Hope they don't need that timeout down the stretch. LA Valley with only 1 remaining in the first half. Now, Kalawaya Judd has been out there for every offensive series tonight. Josh Evans threw the touchdown last week. Haven't seen him take the field tonight. Judd with a couple of nice runs. Only 12 yards through the air tonight. That was a completion to Kareem Miles. And he's overshot DJ King a couple of times. They've had some opportunities downfield, and it looks like Matthew White, a new offensive coordinator, Jeff Cheek, are willing to take chances down the field. But still waiting for this passing game to really find its rhythm, get into a comfort zone like they did 2 years ago when they could throw the ball all over the place, part of that 11-0 season. As Judd was splitting time with Christian Jorgensen at the start of that year, hurt his knee. Jorgensen ended up finishing the season. Monarchs went 11-0, so Judd has been part of a pretty successful team here at LA Valley. Back on the field are the Monarchs, 1st and 10. Drive begins at their 38, trailing 7-0, 11:42 to play, first half. Bryson in motion from right to left. Love in the backfield, and flags come out. Another line of scrimmage penalty. A false start against LA Valley. Well, even more disappointing because they had the timeout right before that. So that's twice that they failed to get the ball snapped cleanly. I think Matthew White has to be beside himself on the field. So they burned a timeout. They have the false start penalty. It's 1st and 15 from their 33. Judd in the gun. Love to his left. 3 receivers left, 1 on the right. Play clock is down to 5. Give it away to Love. Love running right side, finds an opening, absorbs a shot at the 35, stays on his feet, and out of bounds around the 40. It'll depend where they spot this ball. It looks like a little stingy spot about the 38. I thought he got closer to the 40, but they're going to give him 5 yards to the 38. So Terrell Love with a solid week last week for the Monarchs. 12 carries, 65 yards. Didn't get into the end zone. Let's see if he can't break through tonight, get some points. 2nd and 10, LA Valley from their 38. Judd out of the gun, quick throw to the right side, and incomplete, looking for Julius Sebastiano. Sebastiano will see most of his action as a receiver this season. He is the 3rd-string quarterback as well. That one incomplete, maybe a little bit overthrown. That brings up 3rd and 10 for LA Valley. But the defense may be starting to get a little tired. Monarchs, even if they can't get points, at least want to stay on the field, get a couple first downs, give that defense some rest. 3rd and 10, snap from the 38. Judd, time to throw, looking downfield, completes it to the 47-yard line, close to the first down, and I think after the catch, they're going to give it to him. Kareem Miles, his 2nd reception of the night, needed 10 yards, picks up 11 to the 49, and a welcome sign for LA Valley. Just the 2nd completed pass through the air tonight. 23 yards on 2 completions, both of them to Kareem Miles. So 1st and 10, LA Valley at the 49. Judd will stay out of the gun, motion all over the place. Still trying to get set. Play clock is at 10. Snap will come from LA Valley's 49. Judd unprotected in the gun. 2 safeties back for Allan Hancock. Judd, time to throw, nobody's open. And then the pocket collapses. So Judd had some time, but then needed to get rid of the football, didn't. And he's going to be hit for a 1-yard loss. Looked like he had stepped outside the pocket, so it won't be a sack, just be a tackle. Back it up 1 yard to the 48. 2nd and 11. So Miles coming back onto the field for the Monarchs. He'll line up on the near side. 4 receivers set, 3 of them to the left, 1 to the right. Love is the back to the left side of Judd. Give it to Love. Flag comes out. Is Love staying on his feet and able to fight his way forward for a few to about the 47. 4 yards for Love, but this one might be coming back if it's a hold against the Monarchs. Just got to wait and see. Figure Allan Hancock would take the penalty. Instead of facing a 3rd and about 6, they'd rather face 2nd and a mile. And that is the route they're going to go, so see where the hold took place. It'll be 10 yards from that spot. Well, actually they called it an illegal block instead of a hold. That's a 15-yard penalty, so it's even worse for the Monarchs. 2nd and 25 from their 33. Again, 3 receivers on the left side, 1 to the right. They've used this formation a lot. So Judd looking downfield, nearly intercepted as he was looking for DJ King. Overshot him again. Another flag is down on the field. A lot of yellow tonight. Well, holding against the Monarchs. This one declined. So Allan Hancock could have made it 2nd and 35. Instead, they'll take 3rd and 25. Not a whole lot in the playbook for 3rd and 25, especially on your own side of the field. I think the Monarchs will just try to pick up whatever short yardage they can. Play the field position game. Judd with 3 receivers on the right, 1 to the left. He has Albrecht in the backfield. May even run a draw play here, play it conservatively. That's what they do. So Albrecht looking for an opening on the left side, can't find it, running backwards at the 25. And everybody closing in on him. Josh Loavo, defensive tackle, going to be credited with the stop. There's another flag on the field. Feels like there's been one every play this series. It's been a sloppy game all around in that regard. Well, the flag has been picked up, so LA Valley is just going to have to punt this one away. Josh Calver sends it away. 3 guys charging, nearly blocked it. Fair catch called for at the 41, and it is fielded cleanly. Just a 26-yard punt for LA Valley, and going to be good field position for Allan Hancock. They'll begin at their 41 with a 7-0 lead. 8:50 to play first half. This is LA Valley Monarchs College football on SportsNetUSA.net. Allan Hancock will send the offense back to the field. 8:50 to play in the first half. Allan Hancock leading 7-0. Skinner, a 4-yard touchdown run on a first and goal play last series. This drive begins at their 41. Carr, quick throw to the left side. It's completed. And it should be enough for a first down, 11 yards down that left sideline. Kind of a violent tackle made on the play. Malik Crenshaw leveled Shecky, the receiver on the play. First reception for Shecky tonight. We've seen him in the special teams game as well. So Allan Hancock on the Monarchs side of the field, 1st and 10 from the 48. Handoff left side and good for a couple. Tackle made by Malik Crenshaw. Now Skinner again with the carry. Call it a gain of 2. It'll be 2nd and 8 from the 46. So LA Valley actually held Victor Valley to a negative 2 yards rushing total last week. Haven't had the same success tonight as Allan Hancock closing in on 100 yards on the ground as a team tonight. With the flag out, they'll run it to the left side again. Pickup of maybe 3. This time it was Vargas. Monarchs hoping maybe this is a hold against Allan Hancock. And it is. So there's a break LA Valley was looking for. Can they cash in on it, though? So Allan Hancock will get another shot at 2nd down. The ball will be spotted at the 44. On their side of the field, need to get to the 30, about the 38 of LA Valley. It's going to be 2nd and about 18. Carr under center. 2 running backs in the eye. Play action. Carr looking downfield, incomplete. He was targeting Joe Guzman, the sophomore receiver out of Santa Maria. Overthrown and falls incomplete. It'd be 3rd and 18. So now a chance for the Monarchs to get off the field. Want to keep it to a 1-possession game and rent any more first downs. Carr out of the gun. 2 men deep for LA Valley. Carr rolling to his right, looking downfield, throws close to the first down marker at the 40 and off the fingertips of the intended target, Spencer Poole. Flag comes out at the end of the play. Feels like there's been a flag on almost every play this game, particularly in the 2nd quarter. Hard to get through any one of these plays without somebody getting nicked for something. Officials still talking it over. So there are 2 groups of 3 with the officials, each one having their own discussion. Now they're getting together. We're still waiting. So chop block against Allan Hancock, unsportsmanlike against LA Valley. Penalties will offset. And really the consequence of all that is that they have to replay 3rd down. So for Allan Hancock, that gives them another shot to maybe throw the ball downfield. And for LA Valley, they're going to have to come up with that stop one more time. And for the Monarchs on this play, you can bend, you just can't break. Can't give up the big play. So Allan Hancock needs to get down to the 38-yard line. On the Monarchs side of the field, officials still talking it over. We got the call. Should be offsetting, should replay 3rd down. So not sure what the delay is now. Officials coming and talking to Matt White, head coach for LA Valley, as well as CJ Claiborne, the defensive coordinator. And after all said and done, it should be 3rd and 18 for Allan Hancock at the 44-yard line. It's hard to imagine what all the confusion is, as we got the call about in real time. It was about 3 minutes ago. Officials gave explanations to both coaching staffs. And now they're moving the ball back 15 yards, so I don't know if maybe they called off the sportsmanlike conduct penalty. So they ran the ball back 15 yards. They're going to run it forward 15 yards. I don't know what the point of all that was. 15 minus 15 is 0. So the ball's at the same spot. Well, what the point of that was, I don't know, but the ball's at the 44 as we thought it was going to be 5 minutes ago. So now we're ready to go. 3rd and 18. Allan Hancock from their 44. They lead 7-0. Monarchs looking to get off the field. The car will be, looks like he'll be under center. And they're going to give a first down to Allan Hancock. So after all that, they get a first down. So that's a killer unsportsmanlike conduct penalty against LA Valley. They pitch it to the right side and going to be tackled for a loss. That was Eddie Battle on his first carry of the night. He'll be hit for a loss of 2.
Eddie Battle on the carry, credit the stop to number 2. Maxwell.
Maxwell Waribokoladi with the stop out of Oklahoma for the Monarchs. So loss of 2 to be 2nd and 12. Carr under center. Quick throw left side completed to Seshi. And Seshi will dart out of bounds around the 48, gain of 7.
Complete to Jackie, credit the stop to number 21, Allan Parker.
Kawan Parker with the tackle for LA Valley. So 3rd and 5. LA Valley got 1 stop on 3rd downs, only to have it wiped out by an unsportsmanlike penalty. See if they can get the stop twice. 3rd and 5. Allan Hancock at their 49. We're going to get a timeout. Allan Hancock will spend their 2nd timeout, so each side down to just 1 remaining. 5:53 to go first half, 7-0 Allan Hancock. LA Valley looking for a 3rd down stand when we come back here on SportsNetUSA.net. 5:53 to go first half. LA Valley looking for a defensive stand on 3rd down. A 3rd and 5 for Allan Hancock from their 49. Carr being chased out of the pocket, looking downfield, completes it with the flag out, has the first down to the 41. He was nearly sacked by Anthony Lira, who had a fumble recovery earlier tonight. LaShawn Simmons with the reception downfield. That's been one flag after another tonight, and waiting to see what this one is. Simmons, a 6'4" freshman receiver from Alabama. They're going to wave off the flag. So a big 3rd down completion for Allan Hancock. So they move it 10 yards down to the 41 of LA Valley. Now 5.5 to play. LA Valley thought they had a couple stops on 3rd down, but they just haven't been able to get off the field. 1st and 10, Allan Hancock from the Monarchs 41. Carr rolling to his right, completes it, has another first down inside the 30. Ball is on the ground, and Monarchs looking like they have it. It comes loose again. And I think at the end of it, a ball exchanged hands a couple of times, but at the end of it, the Monarchs are going to have the football at the 6-yard line. I believe that was number 46 who came up with it, Chris Alexander. It's a local sophomore out of Los Angeles. So 2 takeaways for the LA Valley defense tonight. Anthony Lira and Chris Alexander, each with fumble recoveries on the Monarchs side of the field. So Monarchs trailing 7-0, could be a whole lot worse if it weren't for those 2 big plays. Now time for the offense to get going. See if Judd and company can get that breakthrough they've been looking for. They're going to have to go a long way. 1st and 10 from their own 7. 5:14 to play, 1 timeout for each squad. So we're nearing the end of the second half. Judd will give it away on 1st down, and short run up the middle. Dawson Schick nowhere to go. Defensive line has been pretty solid tonight for Allan Hancock. Josh Aluavo, all 250 pounds of him making the tackle. No, American Samoa came a long way to play college football in Santa Barbara. Loss of 3 on the play. It'll be 2nd and 13. Monarchs back at their own 4-yard line. Judd will take the snap out of the gun in the end zone. 3 receivers right, 1 to the left. He'll give it away to Schick again. Schick with a little more room to run with this time as he gets outside, heads to the sideline, and then shoved out of bounds around the 11. So a 7-yard run for Dawson Schick. It'll at least be third and a manageable 6 yards or so. Snap will come from the 11. They need to get to the 17. So LA Valley, they really need to get a couple first downs here. Even if they can't get points, need to give the defense some rest. Need to build some confidence going into the second half when eventually they're going to have to score if they want to win this game. Judd unprotected in the gun. Looking downfield, tucks with the right arm, runs ahead of the 20-25, has the first down with his feet. Flag out again, no surprise there at the end of the play. This has been a very flag-happy officiating crew tonight, but Kalawaya Judd, at least for the moment, has picked up the first down with his legs. Good job scrambling for him tonight. That one good for 16 yards. Out to about the 27-28-yard line. Again, Judd here for a 3rd season, got a medical red shirt after a pretty brutal knee injury in 2016. That knee still bothered him last year. He only looked like he was about 50%. Hurt him both as a scrambler and planting the foot on some of the deeper throws he tried to make. Accuracy wasn't there for him. Judd's knee looks okay tonight as he's had 3 good scrambles this evening. So the first down will stand. 33 yards for Judd tonight. None bigger than that one. That run, 16 yards, a first down for the Monarchs as we go under 4 minutes in the first half. 7-0 Allan Hancock. Monarchs looking to tie it up. Judd out of the gun, 1st and 10. From his 37, Love in the backfield, 4 receiver set. Judd looking downfield, nothing there, tucks it away, takes off again, 40, running along the left side, past the 45, and down at the 47. That's about 9 more for Kalawaya Judd. He's the team's leading rusher tonight. Judd didn't scramble a whole lot last week. Looking very comfortable taking off when the play breaks down tonight. 2nd down and a short one coming up for the Monarchs, starting to hurry things up a little bit offensively. So with the receiver and a tight end on the left, 2 receivers right, Love in the backfield. Judd stays in the gun. I don't remember him being under center at all tonight. 5 men on the defensive front for Allan Hancock. They give it away to Love. Love runs horizontally to the left side and nowhere to go. Tackle made as his helmet came off by Jordan Bowden, the linebacker from Georgia. It's number 15 on your screen as he'll run back to the sideline, try to fix that helmet. Probably see him later on this series. No gain on the play. 2nd and 10, LA Valley from their 48. 2.5 to play, 1 timeout remaining for each side. And 7-0. Allan Hancock with the lead. Skinner with a 4-yard touchdown run to start the second quarter. Schick in the backfield this time. Schick gets the handoff. Schick with an opening up the middle. Schick has the first down and more ahead of the 40-yard line of Allan Hancock. Taken down on the left hash mark at the 40. 12-yard burst of speed for Dawson Schick, who has been the featured back on this drive. Schick on the first play, the ball was snapped at the 7, got stuffed for a loss of a few, then had a nice run on second down. And Schick with his best run of the night. This time picks up the first down, sets up LA Valley at the 40-yard line of Allan Hancock. So the Monarchs putting together their best-looking drive of the night. 40 yards away from the end zone, just under 2 minutes to play. Albrecht standing behind him, Love to his left, and with the play clock winding down, Judd saw something he didn't like. He's going to take the final timeout for LA Valley. I think they would have preferred to keep that one in their pocket. Never know when they might need it inside the red zone if they're able to make a few more plays, get a little closer to the end zone. But Judd not wanting to take any chances, didn't know if he'd be able to get that ball snapped in time. So that's it. Monarchs are out of timeouts. So they have to either utilize the no-huddle offense or work the sidelines. As time starting to become a bit of a factor here. So the timeout comes with 1:53 on the clock, 7-0 Allan Hancock. LA Valley on the move. It'll be 1st and 10 from the Allan Hancock 40 when we come back. This is LA Valley College Football on SportsNetUSA.net. Well, the timeout was a quick one. Everybody back on the field. Monarchs now out of timeout, so 1st and 10 from the Allan Hancock 40. 1:53 to play, 7-0 Allan Hancock. Judd stays in the gun, Albrecht over his right shoulder. 2 receivers left, receiver and a tight end on the right. Albrecht will take a pitch to the right side, and that play broken from the start. It's going to be dropped for a loss of 5 or 6 on the play. Breaking through the line, Seth Mattias from the secondary. Freshman out of Paso Robles, wine country. Comes in, makes the play, and LA Valley without timeouts. Clock continues to wind. So not only did they lose 10 yards on that play, they can't stop the clock. It's going to be 2nd and 20 from their 50. You could kind of see that play going south from the start. So Albrecht had no protection. A minute 15 to play, 2nd and 20. Ball spotted on the 50-yard line, top of the Monarchs logo. Judd going to have to look for something downfield. In the pocket, pressure breaks down. Judd loses the football. It's on the ground, and Allan Hancock comes away with it. I think there was Angelo Ortiz, the linebacker, number 37, who's going to come out of the dog pile from Newcastle, Delaware. So big play there for the defense for Allan Hancock. Keeps the shutout intact. Back-to-back plays, really, as they came through. Seth Mattias with the 10-yard tackle for a loss on Albrecht on the first down play. Like a botched pitch. And then Angelo Ortiz, a fumble recovery after Judd lost the football trying to take off with his legs on the scramble. So Allan Hancock trying to see if they can get something going before the end of the half. We'll snap it from the 47 of LA Valley. Dump off pass to Shecky on the right side, a little bit overthrown. Shecky with 2 catches, 18 yards tonight. 56 seconds to play, so looks like the Monarchs will not get any points in the first half tonight. They played much better in the second half last week against Victor Valley, so they're going to have to do the same tonight if they want to come away with a win. But right now, just trying to hold this to a one-possession game, 7-0 the score. 2nd and 10, Hancock out of the gun. Carr under pressure, has to get rid of it. He's slammed into the ground. Intended for Shecky, and coming in applying that heavy pressure, it was Krayshawn Frazier, 6'3" linebacker out of Orlando. So Frazier had a couple of sacks last week for the Monarchs. Nearly came away with his 3rd one of the young seasons. A 3rd and 10, Allan Hancock. That's a blown snap. Carr has to chase it well behind the line of scrimmage. Hit as he throws. Ball is batted in the air, and it's intercepted by LA Valley. Intercepted at the 37-yard line. And the Monarchs might have a chance after all to come away with some points. That was Brendan Cotilla Delgado On the defensive line, coming away with the interception, sophomore out of Sun Valley, Bishop Alamany High School. Playing in the Mission League not too far from here. Well, that's the kind of play that can change the course of a game. Allan Hancock looked like they might have a chance to stretch this to a two-possession game before the end of the half. Instead, the big interception there by Cotia Delgado. And the Monarchs have the ball deep in Allan Hancock territory. Chance to tie the game. Just 43 seconds left to work with, though. No timeouts. Going to have to move the ball quickly. Judd will be out of the gun. 1st and 10 from the 36 of Allan Hancock. Judd takes the snap, looking short over the middle and incomplete. DJ King the target. He's targeted King 4 times tonight. Hasn't completed any of them to him. That time, ball just slipped out of King's hands. First 3 times, King was overthrown. He's just 5'10", so not the biggest target on this roster. That'll stop the clock with 39 seconds. There's no rush here for the Monarchs. They can't talk it over, what they want to do, but they are at the line of scrimmage quickly. Love over the left shoulder of Judd. 3 receivers right, 1 to the left. Judd takes the snap, looks over the middle, and skids it into the ground. The ball may have been tipped at the line of scrimmage. That was not a good-looking throw at all. Gary Mack, the intended target. Freshman out of Chaminade College Prep, locally. So now 3rd and 10 for LA Valley. Really want to come away with points. They missed a field goal earlier tonight. That one was 48 yards. From here it would be 53. I can't imagine they'd send the field goal unit out here. So I think for better or worse, they're going to, it's pretty much touchdown or nothing at this point. 3rd and 10, LA Valley from the Allan Hancock 36, looking to capitalize on the turnover. Big interception from Delgado a moment ago. Judd under pressure, escapes to the right side. Judd going to run for it, has a shot at the first down, gets upended around that knee. Anytime you see Kalawaya Judd get hit on his knees, just kind of hold your breath as that cost him his freshman season here. Judd is close to the first down. I don't think he quite got there. They're going to say 4th and very short, about a yard from the 27. Just 7 seconds on the clock. Could be the final play. They keep it on the ground with Love. And they're out of timeouts. Love breaks a tackle, gets to the sidelines, 15-10. Love fighting his way close to the 5, and that will do it for the first half. Well, they gained a lot of yardage there, but they were out of timeouts. So the first down didn't do them any good. I'm not sure what they were thinking. They couldn't spike the ball. But I think the play, either you take a shot to the end zone there or you try to throw it to the sidelines, try to get out of bounds. I'm not sure what they were thinking with the play call. Terrell Love, bunch of yards, but no touchdowns. So that's how the first half ends. I think Matthew White asking some of the players what was going on there. I'm not sure, maybe there was some miscommunication with the play that wound up being called on the field. But anyway, the Monarchs threaten but do not score. And we'll come back for the second half in about 15 minutes here. 7-0 Allan Hancock on the strength of a Raheem Skinner 4-yard touchdown run early in the second quarter. And Monarchs will look for another strong second half performance like they had last week and try to stay perfect on the year. So back in 15, this is LA Valley College football on SportsNetUSA.net. Set to go for the second half here in Valley Glen. 7-0 Allan Hancock. Monarchs had a chance before the end of the first half to try to tie this game, but fell about 10 yards short on their march to the end zone. They will begin the second half with the football. It'll start at their 20 as that kick sails through the end zone and out of play. Strong right leg from Hector Gil Garcia. The Monarchs offense is mostly sputtered tonight. Biggest plays have come on the ground. Kalawaya Judd is a scrambler. He ran for 51 yards in the first half. They don't want that to be the focal point of the offense, so they want that to be, complementary to his throwing the ball downfield. Hasn't been accurate with the ball, and the running game really has been a disaster tonight. Other than those Judd scrambles, there was a flag down during the kick, which was a touchback. Never saw a sign from the officials as to what they're going to do with it, but they've got the ball spotted at the 25. So Looks like that's where we're going to begin. Well, now they move it to the 40, so. Nobody told us what it was, but it must have been a personal foul if it was a 15-yard variety. So anyway, Monarchs start the second half at their 40-yard line. Good field position thanks to the penalty. Judd will start out of the gun. He's got Love to his left. Albrecht in the backfield. Albrecht on his last run of the first half was stuffed for a 10-yard loss on a botched pitch. They'll go play action on first down, take a deep shot downfield, pushing and making a catch at the 20. That's a 40-yard completion, but I'm pretty sure that one's coming back. That was a pretty obvious pass interference by Leon Courtney, rather. You could see him push off the defender. So, and I think the Monarchs know it. If we could see it, from a mile away. Officials aren't going to miss it on the field, so. Would have been the best offensive play for the Monarchs tonight. You know, as a matter of fact, what would have been their two longest plays tonight have each been taken away by a penalty. That would have been a 40-yard completion and a 32-yard completion to Darian Albrecht, wiped out by a hold, and the Monarchs eventually had to punt the ball away on that drive. So they just really can't seem to get out of their own way with the penalties. A lot of flags called against both sides tonight. Now, 1st and 25, it's a 15-yard penalty as the ball now backed up to the 25-yard line. Monarchs need to get to the 50. Albrecht in the backfield. Judd out of the gun, looking short and incomplete. Pass was well covered, intended for Gary Mack. And Mack was only around the line of scrimmage, so even if he had caught that ball, I think he wouldn't have been able to gain much of anything. There, so incomplete, 2nd and 25. Well, the first minute of this third quarter kind of reminds you a lot of the first half. Monarchs look like they would get something going, they'd take a step in the right direction, and then they'd give it all back with a penalty. 2nd and 25 from their 25. Opening drive of the third quarter. Judd looking downfield, throws short. It's complete to King at the 30. King picks up 5 more after the catch to the 35. 5th time King's been targeted tonight. First time they've been able to complete it to him. So hopefully a sign of things to come. That picks up 10 of the 25 yards needed, but still a long way to go on third down. It would be 3rd and 15. Monarchs at their own 35 need to get the ball to the 50. Trailing 7-0, Raheem Skinner. 4-yard touchdown run early in the second quarter, the only scoring thus far. So Judd stays in the gun as he has all night. Albrecht in the backfield, 3 receivers right, 1 to the left. Pressure coming. Judd hit from behind on the ankles, can't regain his footing, and dives forward around the line of scrimmage. Actually lost a yard on the play. So down at the 34, and now comes the punting unit. 3 and out for the Monarchs as they waste what was pretty good field position. They started at their 40-yard line. Unable to do anything with it. As Josh Calver comes out, send this one away. Or Jake Calver. Calver sends it high in the air, and fair catch called for at the 36. Just a 29-yard punt for Calver. Shecky thought about returning it, but then thought better of it. So when the ball doesn't travel that far, just not enough time to gain some separation from the defenders, setting himself up to get hit. And he tried to return that one, so back comes Allan Hancock onto the field. 2 minutes, all the Monarchs could take off the clock to start the third quarter. 7-0 Allan Hancock with the lead and the ball from their 34. Quick pass to the left side, it's caught in the flat. And Shecky takes it up to about the 43. It's a 9-yard gain for him. 3rd reception of the night, 3 catches, 27 yards. Only 50 yards for Carr through the air tonight. It's been ground and pound pretty much the whole night. The Monarchs held Victor Valley to a negative 2-yard rushing total last week, and just haven't found the same kind of success tonight. So they've allowed nearly 100 yards on the ground. All those in the first half. Another big run, as that is Skinner bursting through the left side into Monarch territory, on his feet inside the 20, heading towards the end zone, and in all the way for a touchdown. 58 yards for Raheem Skinner. Had 2 touchdowns against the Monarchs last year. Gets his second touchdown of the night. And it's 13-0 Allan Hancock. So 89 yards and 2 touchdowns for Raheem Skinner. Doing all the damage against the LA Valley defense tonight. So the defense had mostly been good other than that play tonight, doing its best to keep the game within striking distance. And now Allan Hancock stretches it to a 2-possession lead. They'll try to add one more as Hector Gil Garcia comes in for the extra point. It's up and good. So 14-0 Allan Hancock. 2.5 minutes into the third quarter. This is LA Valley football on SportsNetUSA.net. $14-0 Allan Hancock. Raheem Skinner, his second touchdown of the night. This one 58 yards. I'm not sure that anybody laid a finger on him for LA Valley. So Monarchs have their work cut out for them offensively. Hope for a good return here as Gil Garcia sends it high and deep into the end zone. No chance for a return. The closest man to it was Leon Courtney. The ball sailed about 10 yards over his head. So Monarchs will begin this drive with the touchback, as they did on their last series. Last time they were helped by a 15-yard penalty, which placed the ball at the 40. But then they went backwards, penalties of their own, and offensive pass interference took away what would have been a 40-yard completion downfield to Courtney. And then they went only able to pick up about 10 yards after that. Monarchs began this drive at their 25, trailing 14-0, 12:24 to play, third quarter. Judd has taken every sap tonight. Stands 7 yards behind center. Love is the running back. 2 receivers left, tight end and a receiver on the right. Love straight up the middle and tries to follow the right guard. Picks up maybe 1 or 2. It's not going to be much. I think they're going to give him 2 to the 27. So Love led the team with 65 yards rushing last week. Hasn't been nearly as successful tonight. Monarchs going with a no-huddle offense, even with a gas defense. They'll give it away to Love again on second down, and Love straight ahead, spinning his way ahead of the 30 to the 31. It's a gain of 4 to be third down and, well, a manageable 4 to go. Well, last year the Monarchs had all kinds of problems on third down. Biggest reason for that was they were so poor on first and second down. 3rd and 4. Give yourself a reasonable chance to get that first down. Love will be the left side of Judd. So motion at the line of scrimmage. No flags come out, at least not yet. The pass is complete near the first down marker to DJ King. He's right on top of the 35. I think they're going to give it to him, and official signal yes. So they needed 4. He got 4. Second catch for DJ King tonight. Well, that'll move the chains. Monarchs moving quickly, give it away to Love on first down, and Love straight up the gut to the 44. 7-yard run for Terrell Love, his longest of the night. Because Monarchs hoping that even with a tired defense, if they can maybe catch the Allan Hancock defense off guard with this no-huddle offense, maybe they'll be able to move the ball downfield. And Love with a first down run up the middle, meets another man miss at the 45 inside the 40 and gets to about the 39-yard line. 17 more yards for Terrell Love. So back-to-back big runs for Love. He's in the backfield again. Judd starting under center. Now he'll move back into the gun. 14-0 Allan Hancock. 10:40 to play, third quarter. Love gets the call, left side, 35, and thrown into the ground near the numbers at the 33. 6 more yards for Love. Coming over to make the stop, Angelo Ortiz, who had a fumble recovery late in the first half. Well, the Monarchs look good, so whatever they're doing, I guess they're going to stick with it. It's this quicker pace, not allowing the defense for Allan Hancock to get set. And they're ready to go with 18 seconds on the play clock. Albrecht back in the game, giving Love some rest. He's to the left side of Judd, who takes a shotgun snap. Looking left side, it's complete to the 28-yard line. Kareem Miles with his third reception of the night. Picks up a few more after the catch to the 24, 9-yard gain. And a first down for LA Valley. 3 catches, 20 yards for Miles, who's been the biggest receiver tonight. King's been targeted the most, but Miles has done the most damage. First and 10, LA Valley at the 24-yard line of Allan Hancock, trying to crawl out of a 14-0 hole. 10 minutes to play, third quarter. Miles in motion from left to right. They'll fake the handoff to Albrecht now with a play action. Judd looking downfield, nothing there, takes off himself, and Judd able to avoid a couple near tackles behind the line of scrimmage, eventually dives forward to the 22. It's a gain of 2 for Judd, who, that's the definition of making something out of nothing. Could have easily been hit for a loss of 2-3 yards on the play, instead gets 2. And sometimes those little differences of 3 or 4 yards on a play like that add up, and that's a difference between a manageable third down and one that's not so much. Snap will come from the 22. They need to get to the 16 or 14 for a first down. Now 2nd and 8 for the Monarchs. Judd looking downfield. Throws short to Schick. Flag comes out as Schick has it at the 15. Cuts the right side 10. And taken down around the 8. 14 yards and a first down if it stands. But another flag is down at the 25, near where the ball was thrown. Maybe a couple yards ahead of Judd, so it could be on the offensive line for a hold. Let's hope it isn't. And, well, Monarchs point, or the officials pointing in the direction of the Monarchs. This one's coming back. Wipe a nice completion to Schick off the board. Well, that's 3 nice passes for first downs that have been taken away by penalties tonight. So the Monarchs have just beaten themselves to this point. Defense allowed the one big run, 58-yarder by Skinner, but other than that, defense has played well enough to win tonight. Time for the offense to step up. And they're into Allan Hancock territory, 2nd and 18 from the 32. Unprotected shotgun for Judd. 2 receivers left, 3 to the right. 1 deep safety for Allan Hancock. Judd throws short on a screen. And it's caught by Love at the 35. Love is quickly dropped at the 36. Loss of 4 on the play. A couple of guys in the area, but the fatal blow delivered by Seth Alice, defensive end out of Santa Maria. A drive that looks so promising for the Monarchs now in danger of coming to an end without any points. 3rd down and 23. Monarchs backed up to the 37, still on the Allan Hancock side of the field. Love to the left side of Judd. Receiver and a tight end on the left, 2 receivers on the right. And the tight end will move from right to left. Play clock is down to 10. Judd clapping his hands, waiting for the snap. It's low, able to handle it. Looks to the right sideline and completes it inside the 20, close to the first down, not quite there. DJ King with a leaping reception. The throw was high, and King at just 5'10" had to go as high as he could into the air to make the catch. This is going to be short of the first down, but I think it's close enough now that they may think about leaving the offense on the field. Waiting to see where this ball gets spotted. It looks like it's going to be at the 18. That would be a 19-yard gain and set up 4th down and 4, but there's a flag. I missed it. There's a flag back at the 44. False start against the Monarchs. Oh boy. That play never happened. 3rd and 28. Normally a false start is blown dead, because nobody in the stadium knew there was a flag on the field. 3rd and 28 from the 42. Monarchs made a big play. Now they have to make another one. Judd takes the snap. Judd looking downfield. Under pressure, escapes right side 30, 25, 20. Takes a shot at the shoulders. Flag comes out as Judd goes to the ground near the sideline at the 20-yard line. Got 22 of the 28 yards he needed. So if that stands, that would be Judd's longest run of the night, 22 yards. He's had several good ones. The hit looked like it was around the shoulders. I didn't see helmet-to-helmet contact. We're a long way away, though. So I don't want to say for sure that there wasn't any. But it came out right around when the tackle was made. And it's on the 20-yard line, which is where the ball should be spotted. The official is getting together and now talking to some of the players in the secondary as Jaquez McWilliams in the secondary pleading his case, saying the hit was clean. So they're going to pick up the flag. Ball will stay at the 20-yard line after the 22-yard scramble by Kalawaya Judd. They need to get to the 14, 4th and 6. And they're going to send the field goal unit onto the field. 48-yarder was no good, and it wasn't even close in the first half. So Jake Calver made a 37-yarder, made a 33-yarder last week and missed a 48-yarder tonight. So it'll come from the left hash. Snap was high. And just before the ball is kicked, another flag, and whistles blow the play dead. False start against the Monarchs. Would have been a 37-yard field goal. Now it's a 42. It's the job a little bit more difficult for Calver. Remember, he missed the 48-yarder. This one just 6 yards closer than the one he attempted. This one's going to be kicked in the opposite direction, though, right to left on your screen. And this one is blocked. Blocked at the line of scrimmage. Everybody giving chase. It's scooped up by an Allan Hancock player at the 22. And it doesn't matter. No points for the Monarchs. Well, you can't blame the false start penalty for the block on that one, but still just a lack of discipline all around for the Monarchs tonight. Drives have been killed. The Monarchs have absolutely victimized themselves with penalty tonight. They've gone backwards. They've blown several scoring opportunities, and because of that, still a big fat 0 on the scoreboard. 14-0 Allan Hancock, 6:18 to play in the third. And Allan Hancock will take over at their 22. See if they can add to another lead. Defense, they'll try to stop Skinner, who has 2 touchdowns, 89 yards tonight. So Allan Hancock will put it on the ground to the left side. Skinner's held to just a yard on that first down run. 2nd down and 9 coming from the 24. So the first touchdown came at the beginning of the second quarter, and the second Skinner touchdown came to open up the third. So Skinner accounting for all the scoring tonight. 2nd and 9 from the 23-yard line. Run to the left side. Stop made at the 26. Heard a lot of whistles. Don't see any flags on the field. And they're going to spot it at the 26. So 5:20 and counting in the third quarter. So for Allan Hancock, they have a 2-touchdown lead. Defense has played pretty well. They've made the big plays when they've needed to. So I think they'd be happy to just kill some clock, try to get this game moving as quickly as possible. The play clock is at 8 seconds when they snap it. A Carr rolling to his right, low throw into the ground. He skips it to the intended target where it falls incomplete. Looking for, was number 86. On your screen, Chase Hansen, the tight end. Freshman out of Phelan, California. Now 3 and out for Allan Hancock. The Monarchs defense gets the job done. After the offense threatened but couldn't come away with points, defense will get it back for him. Keeps it a 2-possession game. 5 minutes to play here in the third. It's a high snap, goes over the head, going into the end zone and tackled for a safety. So Monarchs get their first points of the night on the defensive side. And coming in, Jalen Alexander, going to be credited with the safety. It's number 26. Came in and broke through. So the Monarchs haven't been able to score on the offensive end, so the defense said, hey, we'll do it ourselves. Sometimes that first score is the hardest to get. Jalen Alexander broke through. It was a high snap, and really the punter, Logan Armstrong, had no chance with that one. Went well over his head, had to chase it. His best bet would have been trying to fall on the ball at the 1-yard line. The problem is if he dives for that ball and he doesn't get there, the Monarchs can scoop it and run it into the end zone. That's 7 points instead of 2. So I'm not sure you can really fault Alexander for what happened. I think he just tried to make the best of a bad situation. Jalen Alexander with the safety for LA Valley, 14-2. With 4:50 to play in the third. The kick will come from the 20, and junior college, you're allowed to kick it off a tee. You don't have to punt it like you do in the NFL following a safety. This went sent high in the air. That is Courtney on the return. Out to the 35-40. Flag comes out again. Ball is on the ground. I think he was down. An official say yes. So no fumble on the play. It's about an 18-yard return to the 38. Hopefully not a hold during the return for the Monarchs, as they really can't afford any more calls to go against them tonight. Well, holding during the return, once you know it. So depending on where it took place, will let us know just how costly it was. 10 yards from the spot of the foul. That will place the ball at the 29. It looks like. So Monarchs 71 yards away from the end zone, still looking for their first offensive points of the night. Kalawaya Judd will stay out there. Love running back to his left. 3 receivers left, 1 to the right. Couple of nice throws on the last drive to DJ King and Kareem Miles. Judd waiting for the snap. Play clock at 10. Gives it away to Love. Love around the edge on the right side, and nice pickup for him on first down. Gets to the 35. It's a 6-yard gain for Love. It'll be second down and a short 4. Kalawaya Judd with 75 yards as a scrambler tonight is the leading rusher for the Monarchs. I'd prefer Love to do the bulk of the carries, so they don't want Judd, especially with his surgically repaired knee, taking a whole lot of shots below the belt. Second and 4, Monarchs at their 35. They give it away to Love again, and Love goes nowhere. He gets hit by a wall of defensive linemen at the 36. So forward progress will give him a 1-yard gain. But still, it's going to be third down, and third downs have not been kind to the Monarchs tonight. Didn't have any success last year on third downs. Tonight's been difficult for them as well. And at least it'll be third and short, 3rd and 3 from the 36. Need to get it to the 39. They're still moving quickly. Play clock at 20 when Kalawaya Judd got into position. 3 receivers to the left, 1 to the right. This will snap it out of the gun. Gotta think they're probably going to go through the air on this play. Though he does have a back to his right. That's Albrecht. And Judd goes over the middle looking for DJ King, and incomplete, in and out of his hands. Well covered. On the play, Raymond Paulo on the coverage for Allan Hancock. So the Monarchs get the ball back following the safety with some momentum on their side, and can't get a first down, so they're going to go 3 and out. So the Monarchs eventually are going to have to figure out things offensively if they want to mount a comeback in this game. That one nearly blocked. Hunter Calvert is thrown into the ground, putting his hands in the air, looking for a flag. Doesn't get it. A fair catch is called for at the 24-yard line. 41 yards on the punt by Calvert, his longest of the night. And he was looking for the flag, didn't get it. He was drilled into the ground just after the football had left his right foot. He's kind of shaking his head, looking over at the the sideline saying, hey, you saw it, right? And Matthew White, who came up through the Monarchs program on the special team side, still retains those responsibilities, screaming at the officials, wanting to know where that flag was. In any event, Allan Hancock will go back to work from their 25 with a 14-2 lead. Carr will begin under center. And we're going to get a timeout on the field. Hancock takes it. So first charge timeout of the second half to Allan Hancock. 3:05 to go in the third quarter. 14-2. Allan Hancock leading the Monarchs here on SportsNetUSA.net. So after the Allan Hancock timeout, they'll begin this drive at the 25. They will start it on the ground in a 6-yard burst up the middle to the 31. That was Skinner, who's done the heavy lifting tonight. Now 95 yards and 2 touchdowns. So Skinner, until the LA Valley safety just a couple moments ago, was the only man to score for either team tonight. Jalen Alexander with the safety off a botched snap on a punt. Deep on the Allan Hancock side of the field. Got the Monarchs on the board. 14-2, though, the Allan Hancock lead. It'll be 3rd and about 4 from the 31-yard line, their side of the field. Carr under center. Rolling to his right side, play action, throwing downfield and out of reach of the man he was looking for, Spencer Poole, the intended target. Freshman from Paso Robles, California, up the coast on the 101. So another flag against the Monarchs, roughing the passer. So Monarchs doing it to themselves tonight. I think when they hit the film room during the week and during practice, I think Matt White's going to tell them that it's not so much, yeah, Skinner had a good game, but it's not so much what Allan Hancock did to the Monarchs as much as what the Monarchs have done to themselves tonight. 1st and 10, Allan Hancock from the 47 with a 14-2 lead. There's 2:20 to play in the third quarter. About a yard, that is Bosley back in the game. Haven't seen him since early in the first half, but he's got 17 yards on the ground tonight. So one of our Sportsnet USA games has gone final. San Diego Mesa 27-21 over Golden West tonight. And Fullerton with a late 28-27 lead over Riverside City College. And we'll have each of those schools every week, all season long on SportsNetUSA.net. 2nd and 9 from the 46. And it's Skinner again as a flag comes out. Skinner with a first down run to the left side past the 30-yard line down to the 20, maybe a yard inside of that. 35 yards for Skinner. There is that flag around the 50-yard line. An injured Monarch on the field as well. The Dennis Mastez, athletic trainer, going to send his staff out to take a look. So injury timeout on the field with 1:39 to play in the third. Still awaiting word on what that penalty is, and now we'll get it. It's, well, defensive holding against the Monarchs. So the 35-yard run for Skinner will stand. That puts him at 130 on the night. And we'll give you a quick out-of-town scoring update before we step away for the injury timeout. Fullerton has closed it out against Riverside College, a nail-biter, 34-33, in a game that was not supposed to be that close. So Fullerton, the defending state champions out of the national division. And taking a look at some of the conference games within the American Metro. Glendale trailing Pasadena 21-7 at the half, and LA Southwest and West LA each dropped their games earlier today. So for the moment, the Monarchs are the only team without a loss within the Metro Conference, but that in jeopardy right now as they trail 14-2 with a minute and a half left in the third quarter. Injury timeout on the field. And an encouraging sign is defensive lineman Edward Nobles, number 90 on your screen, from Pacoima, California, able to get up, walk off under his own power. So don't know what that will mean for him the rest of the night, but good to see him. Good to see him walking. 130 yards, 2 touchdowns for Skinner tonight. His last one, 35 yards, even with a defensive holding penalty, which was obviously declined. It'll be 1st and goal from the 10. will put it on the ground again. This time it is Vargas, and Vargas cutting to the right side, breaks a tackle into the end zone for the third touchdown of the night for this running back crew for Allan Hancock. They stretch the lead to 20-2, now a three-score game. Well, the Monarchs did all they could for so long defensively, but when you're on the field as long as they have been, you just run out of energy. And even though this third quarter, at least the last couple of drives, have been poor for the Monarchs' run defense, I don't think they're going to be the ones to take much of the blame when they analyze this game during the week. Extra point is blocked at the line of scrimmage. Gil Garcia tried to put it through the air even with a bad snap. The ball was kind of on its side on the ground when he tried to kick it and never got it really more than 2 feet in the air. So extra point, no good. But 6 more points on the touchdown from Jaden Vargas, as the freshman running back out of Orcutt, California, takes it in for the third touchdown of the night for Allan Hancock. 1:22 to play in the third, 20-2. Allan Hancock here on SportsNetUSA.net. Well, 20-2, now a 3-score game as Jaden Vargas ran it in from 10 yards out on a first and goal play. Allan Hancock comfortably ahead. Monarch offense has sputtered all night long. Penalties have been the biggest problem. And they will start 75 yards away from the end zone. Following the touchback, ball will be spotted at the 25. Another flag comes out. And almost they've been thrown so often, players expecting him. Jaden Vargas caught that flag in the air. I don't know if you could see that on the screen, but here's another one. So pushing and shoving around the 35-yard line. Feels like most of these have gone against the Monarchs tonight. At least they've been more costly. Dead ball, personal foul against the Monarchs. And they'll move it half the distance to the goal. So instead of starting at the 25, ball will be at the 12.5. So got a big enough of an uphill battle. Down 3 scores with only 16 minutes of game clock left. And well, now you just gave away another 12.5 yards. Judd will take the field with the offense. Albrecht to his right, 2 receivers right, 1 to the left. 2 deep safeties for Allan Hancock. Snap, they give it to Albrecht. Albrecht around the edge on the left side, gets to about the 15, reaches forward to the 16, but I think they're going to say the knee was down at the 15. A couple guys in the area making the stop, led by maybe their best defensive player for Allan Hancock, Dominic King. 6'5", 265 pounds out of Santa Maria. King had a sack earlier tonight, has 3 in 2 games so far this season. 6.5 sacks for him last year as well. Officially a 3-yard gain to the 15, 2nd and 7 for LA Valley. Quick throw to the 20, it's caught on the numbers. Kareem Miles with the reception, his 4th of the night. That one good for 5 yards. That'll be 3rd and about 3. Need to get to the 22.5 yard line. Judd waiting for the snap. Plenty of time on the play clock. Still at 15. Love and Albrecht in the backfield. 2 receivers right, 1 to the left. They will put Sebastiano in motion right to left, then give it away to Love. Love on the ground, gets hit at the line of scrimmage. He spins and reaches forward. I think he's going to be short, though. Thought he was around the 22. He needed to get close to the 23. Waiting to see where it's spotted. Injured Monarch on the field, so still waiting to see where the ball is spotted. The Monarch is covered up by the training staff. Dennis Masta is not here tonight after working the water polo contest earlier tonight, so his new partner, John Sung, is leading the staff. John Sung still fairly new to LA Valley College after the unfortunate passing of Angelo Simity last season. So Angelo recently inducted into the Monarchs Hall of Fame. And Love a little bit shaken up after that run in which he's close to a first down. They did give it to him in the meantime, so got the 3 yards he needed. So Love, after the injury timeout, will have to spend at least one play on the bench. Hopefully he's all right. Did walk off on his own, though. Just 3 seconds on the clock in the third quarter, and that should bring it to the end, though, as the clock will wind once the official blows the whistle, and that is the end of the third quarter. So 15 minutes left to play, and the Monarchs gonna need a big comeback. They trail 20-2, but they have a first down at their 23. Back for the final quarter of action in a couple minutes here on SportsNetUSA.net. 1 quarter left to play. Monarchs will start the fourth quarter with the football at their 23-yard line. First down run by Terrell Love on the final play of the third quarter. Albrecht will take over at the running back position here. Love a little bit shaken up at the end of the play, and Judd takes a shot downfield to about the 40. Flag came out at the end of it. There are 2 guys downfield. Ball didn't end up close to either of them. DJ King and looked like Leon Courtney were down there. Not sure who Judd was targeting, though. Roughing the passer against Allan Hancock. Well, there's a break the Monarchs needed. There's a 15-yard penalty, automatic first down. The ball will move out to the 38. Again, the Monarchs are going to need 3 scores in the fourth quarter if they want to come away with a victory tonight. 1st and 10 from the 38, trailing 20-2. Just underway in the fourth. Albrecht stays in the backfield. Judd takes a shotgun snap, takes a deep shot down the right sideline, and overshoots King. King had a step on Dominic Chapa in the secondary, but the ball landed out of bounds, and really not much chance for a completion there. King at just 5'10". The ball landed about 5 yards out of bounds. 2nd and 10. Monarchs going with the no-huddle offense. They've been moving the ball better since they employed that strategy, but still haven't been able to get into the end zone. They've missed 2 field goals tonight. And Judd looking for Schick near side, skips it into the ground. It would have been good for about 5, but there was solid coverage on the play, though. Edjuan Works in the secondary out of North Carolina would have been able to just touch Schick on the ground. But still, 3rd and 5 would have been better than 3rd and 10. That's what the Monarchs face now from their 38. Officials call a stoppage of play. I thought maybe somebody took a timeout, but I guess somebody was hurt off the screen here. So now everybody's all right. We're set to go for 3rd down, 3rd and 8 for LA Valley from their 38. 2 receivers each side need to get to the 48. Judd gets the snap. Throw short, and it is complete to the 50-yard line. Breaks the tackle, yardage after the catch. Nice run by Ahmad Kent, the freshman out of Philadelphia, with his first reception of the season. So Kent with the first down out to the 31. 31 yards on the completion. That's the longest passing play for the Monarchs tonight. Judd gets the offensive line of scrimmage quickly. 1st and 10 from the Allan Hancock 31, trailing 20-2 for the Monarchs, and that ball nearly taken away. Just looking for Kent again. And Patrick Gonzalez in at quarterback, number 16, replacing Kalawaya Judd. looking for Kent on that play. So Gonzalez back there again, 2nd and 10 from the 31. Throws it short and incomplete. Targeting Kent for a 3rd straight time was the Monarchs offense. So bring up another 3rd down. 14 minutes to play. Monarchs trailing 20-2. Substitutions all over the place for both sides. And we'll get a timeout, LA Valley. So LA Valley going to talk about this critical 3rd down, how they want to handle it, and their hopes tonight kind of hanging by a thread. They need probably 3 touchdowns. I don't know if they're going to trust the kicking game anymore tonight after 2 missed field goals. So probably need to get into the end zone 3 times, trailing 20-2, 14 minutes left to play, and can't think too far ahead, just have to get the first one. Monarchs playing on a new field this season, new turf installed during the offseason. They just finished it this week, so the Monarchs actually were only able to practice on this field for the first time a few days ago. Now back on the field for a 3rd and 10 from the 31 of Allan Hancock. Gonzalez looking towards the sideline and completes it to the 23. Not enough for the 1st down, though. That was Mack on the reception. That'll be 4th and about 3 from the 24. Need to get to the 21. Gonzalez looking to the 10 and overshoots Schick by a mile. I don't know if there was maybe some miscommunication on that route. Gonzalez thought Schick was going to continue running towards the end zone. Schick turned around at the 10. He was well into 1st down territory. But the ball and the receiver not in the same place, and can't do that. So the Monarchs turn it over on downs. And Allan Hancock get a chance to kill a little bit more clock there with 13:39 to play and a comfortable 20-2 lead. High formation on 1st down. It's Skinner to start things off. Skinner maybe a yard to the right side. Couple Monarchs in there to make the stop. Marquise DeWert, sophomore out of Bellevue, leading the way. .131 yards, 2 touchdowns for Skinner tonight. So Hill, at least if things end up the way they're looking now, Skinner will be tonight's MVP. 3rd touchdown was added not too long ago by Jaden Vargas. All 3 touchdowns for Allan Hancock tonight coming on the ground. Put it on the ground again, and a big gain for Skinner up the middle. Made a cut to the right side near the end of that run, but 12 more yards for Skinner as he continues his successful night. That's another 1st down for Allan Hancock. They're at the 40-yard line. Clock at 12:30 and counting. It's Vargas back out there. Ball comes out. Monarch says they have it. So Chris Alexander with his 2nd fumble recovery of the night. So the Monarchs have taken away 3 fumbles tonight. That gives some new life to the Monarchs as they'll take over with pretty good field position at the 38. Still looking for their first offensive points. You know, so the Monarchs they've given up some big runs on the defensive end, but on the bright side, they have an interception. They've taken away 3 fumbles. They forced a safety. So the defense, I think, overall has played pretty well tonight. Gonzalez will be out there for a second series offensively. Gonzalez looking to the left side, completes it to Miles. And Miles with his 5th reception of the night. At about the 30, maybe the 31. See where they, no, they're going to move it back a little bit further to the 32. So a gain of 6. That's 5 catches, 31 yards for Miles. Gonzalez stays in the gun. Takes the snap on 2nd and 4, looking to the end zone, throwing into double coverage. Leaping grab made by Miles. Was he inbounds? Yes. Touchdown, Kareem Miles, 32 yards on the strike. First offensive points of the night from Patrick Gonzalez, the sophomore from Houston, Texas. And you can hear the noise below us in the press box. Finally something for Monarchs fans to cheer about tonight. Give them credit. Everybody stuck it out here tonight supporting the team, and see if maybe it's not too late for the Monarchs to make a run at this thing tonight. Jake Calvert in to attempt the extra point, and this one is good. Calvert had missed on 2 field goals earlier tonight, but able to put the extra point through. So the Monarchs come away with 7 points on the drive following the fumble recovery by Chris Alexander, his 2nd of the night. And with 11:53 to play, Monarchs back within it, within striking distance, 11-point game, 20-9 here on SportsNetUSA.net. Patrick Gonzalez, 32 yards into double coverage, found Kareem Miles in the end zone. First offensive points for the Monarchs tonight. They're within 11 now, 20-9. 11:53 to play as they kick it away. Fielded around the 20 by Allan Hancock, then returned about 10 yards out to the 30. Monarchs touchdown made possible by a Chris Alexander fumble recovery as Jaden Vargas lost a handoff from Carr, the quarterback. Flag is on the field near the return, holding against LA Valley. Well, not too often you see holding against the kicking team on a return, but that's the call. This ball was at the 30, and it's going to be moved out to the 45. Well, they signaled holding. Holding is not a 15-yard penalty, so it must have been a personal foul. But they did signal holding. So 1st and 10 for Allan Hancock, beginning at their 45. 20-9 the lead, 11:45 to play. Pitch to Bosley on the right side, and Bosley chased out of bounds for a loss of 2 on the play. One out of bounds around the 43. That'll be 2nd and 12. If the Monarchs can come away with a stop here, that would put a lot of pressure on Allan Hancock. So the Monarchs would then have a chance to make it a 1-possession game. Offense had a different flow to it with Patrick Gonzalez, new quarterback on the field. 2nd and 12 for Allan Hancock from their 42. Carr takes a handoff, finds Shecky on the near sideline, 45-50, flag out. Shecky past the 30-20, deep into Monarch territory and out of bounds around the 15. 43-yard completion if it stands. The Monarchs hoping that maybe there was something against Allan Hancock. That's going to bring this thing back. Again, would be a 43-yard completion. Would be the longest of the night. for the Allan Hancock offense. Holding on Allan Hancock. Well, there's another break for the Monarchs. So momentum starting to shift in the other direction a little bit. Big play taken away for Allan Hancock. LA Valley has been the victim of so many of those tonight. Deep passes down the field, which ended up killing drives, kept LA Valley off the scoreboard for a long time into this game. Now 2nd and 22, Allan Hancock from their 38, 10:43 to play. LA Valley crowding the box. They're going to bring the pressure as they close in on Bosley. And Bosley just gets back to the line of scrimmage. A lot of guys in there for LA Valley, but Jesse Hernandez on the defensive line will be credited with the lead tackle, sophomore out of Arleta High School in the San Fernando Valley. So now 3rd down and a mile for Allan Hancock. Their biggest plays of the night have come from Skinner on the ground. He hasn't been out there this series. Now he is. Skinner replaces Bosley. 3rd and 16. Allan Hancock from their 38. They need to get to about the 45 on the LA Valley side of the field. And Allan Hancock will spend their 2nd time out. They'll take it with 9:53 to go in the game. And LA Valley in desperate need of a stop. And in good position to do it. They'll face a 3rd and 16 from the Allan Hancock 38 when we come back. This is LA Valley College football on SportsNetUSA.net. 9:53 to go, 20-9, Allan Hancock. Just spent their first time out talking about how they want to handle a 3rd and 16 from their 38. LA Valley with 7 men on the line of scrimmage, bringing the heat, and Carr is thrown down at the 35-yard line. Flags come out at the end of the play. This has been the most flag-happy officiating crew I've seen in 4 years of calling LA Valley college football. Seems you can't go more than a play or two without seeing a flag come out. LA Valley brought the blitz. They got the big sack on the quarterback. And several guys were in there. Saw number 9, Malik Crenshaw, involved in the play. Officials talking about what they want to do. And I get officials want to keep control of the game, but at some point you have to let the players play, and that hasn't been the theme at all tonight. It's really slowed this game down. The players just really playing kind of on eggshells tonight, not knowing what's going to be a penalty and what isn't. Roughing the quarterback, blow to the head against LA Valley. And that's going to be 15 yards and an automatic first down. Well, out come the Boo Birds. That was the stop that LA Valley needed. They got it. They got the big sack. The offense finally got things going. And now it's been taken away. Ball is moved all the way to the 35-yard line of LA Valley. It's nearly 30 yards on that exchange between double penalties called. So new set of downs for Allan Hancock. 1st and 10 from the LA Valley 35. Allan Hancock leading 20-9. Bosley, the ball carrier, and Bosley hit at the 27. Whistles, flags came out before the play, and when there have been this many flags tonight, it's really no surprise everybody getting antsy. Down there were flags. Nobody knows what it is, who it's against. False start, so it should back it up 5 yards. At least the early indications up here. Both teams heading over to the sidelines to talk things over, and Allan Hancock has taken their 2nd time out. So the Monarchs got their big stop. They got the sack. It's Malik Crenshaw, the linebacker, came in, got it. It was taken away. 30 yards of penalties. move the ball downfield. Allan Hancock now has it deep in Monarchs territory. But the Monarchs have done good things defensively. They've shown they could get the stops. Now they've got to do it again. Got to keep Allan Hancock off the scoreboard. And with 9:16 to play, you never know. Offense looked significantly improved on that last drive. They have some momentum, have some confidence. I expect Gonzalez to be out there again at quarterback. And now there's a little confusion about what the last penalty was. We were told it was going to be a false start against Allan Hancock, but the ball is now placed at the 40, where it's being marked 1st and 10. The ball was at the 35 previously. So it should be, well, it should either be 1st and 10 from the 35 or 1st and 15 from the 40. Now they're going to fix it. So it's 1st and 15 from the 40. 9:16 to play. Monarchs have 2 timeouts. Allan Hancock has 1. Again, just 9:15 to play tonight. And handoff up the middle goes to Bosley again. Bosley didn't get much before he was stopped by Nate Sutton on the defensive line. Another guy out of Philly for LA Valley. I've used a lot of guys from Pennsylvania over the last couple seasons. It's a gain of 2 to the 38. Where it'll be 2nd and 13. 8:45 to play. Carr under center. 2 receivers left side, 2 men in the backfield, I formation. Play action, throws right side, and it's complete. 30-25, and inside the 20-yard line, finally taken down inside the 15. That was Chase Hansen, the big tight end. And Allan Hancock taking advantage of the costly LA Valley penalties. They've moved the ball well downfield. It's going to be spotted at the 13, so a 25-yard completion. Chase Hansen with the longest pickup in the passing game tonight for Allan Hancock. That's going to wind the clock even more. 8:10 now to go in the game. 20-9, Allan Hancock. Monarchs need to stop. 1st and 10, Allan Hancock from the 13. And Bosley gets met by a wall quickly. Couple of Monarchs there. Cameron Gonzake out of Oklahoma leading the way. Well, Allan Hancock is within field goal range. If they were to kick a field goal, it would stretch it to a 14-point lead, exactly 2 touchdowns. Allan Hancock has not attempted a field goal tonight. Again, they had a bye week last week to start the year. They're going to have to play 10 consecutive weeks. So it's their first time taking the field this season. 2nd and 11, Hancock from the 14 of LA Valley. And another run that goes nowhere. The Monarchs celebrating the stop, and then another flag comes out at the end of it. It was Krishan Frazier, linebacker from Orlando, coming in to make the stop. It would be 3rd and long. The official still discussing the flag that was thrown. Game has been slowed down tremendously by all the flags tonight. Really, both sides have fallen victim to it, but they've just seemed to be been more costly for LA Valley. We get offsetting penalties. So what that means is should replay 2nd down. Actually, they are going to move the ball back to the 24. I thought they were going to offset. So it'll be 2nd and 21 from the 24-yard line for Allan Hancock. New quarterback in the game, Stephen Schoten, freshman out of Paso Robles, number 4. Give it away to Skinner on 2nd and a mile, and Skinner able to pound his way inside the 20. Let's pick up about 5 to the 19. 148 yards, 2 touchdowns for Skinner tonight. And clock now at 6:35. So Monarchs need to get it back. They need the ball twice, and they can't give up more than a field goal here. A very important 3rd down for the Monarchs defensively. It'll be 3rd and about 13 from the 19-yard line. Schoten rolling to his right, looking downfield. Ball is tipped in the air. It goes into the arms of Shecky. And Shecky hauls it in. It's going to be near the 1st down marker inside the 5-yard line. Waiting for the word, and yes, it's going to be 1st and goal. 16 yards on the tipped ball. That's just a great break for Allan Hancock into the arms of Shecky. 4 catches, 43 yards for him tonight. 1st and goal from the 3 for Allan Hancock. Chance to put this game away. 5.5 to play. 1st and goal from the 3. It's Skinner. Skinner drilled in the chest about the 2 or 3. He was cutting to the left side. Thought he had an easy path to the end zone. Just had one man to beat and unable to do it. There are a couple of guys there. I think it was Anthony Murmia, number 99, who made that hit. 320-pound freshman out of Murrieta, California. That's still Skinner able to get it down to the 1, where it'll be 2nd and goal. If Allan Hancock gets into the end zone, this game is basically over. We've now crossed the 5-minute mark, 20-9. Schoten under center. 2 men in the backfield. Goal line defense for LA Valley. Play clock down to 5. Got to snap it quickly. They do. It's Bosley. Bosley over the top and into the end zone for a touchdown. So Bosley, the fourth touchdown by a running back tonight, his 1st. And Allan Hancock, I think, just delivered the final dagger into LA Valley tonight. 3-possession game, 26-9 with the extra point coming up. Well, the Monarchs thought they had the stop. They had a sack deep on the Allan Hancock side of the field. That one was called off by double penalties, 30 yards, moved the ball in the other direction, and they just couldn't stop Allan Hancock when they had to. It was mostly running plays that did the damage tonight, but a couple of key passes on that drive, including a tip ball into the arms of Shecky. That one, a 16-yarder that set up 1st and goal at the 3. And the Monarchs unable to keep Allan Hancock out of the end zone at that point. Extra point, meanwhile, I believe was no good. They're going to say so. Just 6 points, not 7, but still 26-9. It is a 17-point, 3-possession game. And that's probably it for the Monarchs tonight. 4:36 to play. Back for the rest of this game in a moment here at SportsNetUSA.net. Leon Courtney on the near side. Owan Parker on the far side, set to receive for LA Valley. But now trailing 26-9. Isaac Bosley into the end zone on a 2nd and goal play from the 1. Be fielded by Courtney right at the goal line in between the hash marks. Courtney up to the 20, left numbers 30. And Courtney with some space on the edge. Out to about the 40. Another flag comes out. But more flags than any game I've seen at any level of football tonight. But for the moment, a 40-yard return for Courtney. That's going to go against LA Valley, so you can wipe that return off the board at least a good chunk of it. The last drive for the Monarchs, Patrick Gonzalez came in, led them into the end zone. It's Kareem Miles on a 32-yard catch in double coverage deep down the left sideline. And Gonzalez will get another crack at it offensively. Ball will be spotted at the 28-yard line after the penalty. It's Gonzalez out of the gun, pump fakes once. Goes deep down the right side. That one nearly taken away. Closest man to it was Edjuan Works in the secondary. Sophomore out of Fort Pierce, Florida. That one was badly overthrown, looking for Julius Sebastiano. Sebastiano, one of the backup quarterbacks on the roster, third or fourth, depending on who you ask about the depth chart. 2nd and 10 from the 28. Gonzalez looking short, completes it to Miles at the 34. Found Miles in the end zone on the last drive. Completion out to the, well, just the 35, so about 7 yards on that one. Gonzalez will give it away to Albrecht on 2nd down, and Albrecht tripped over his, looked like he just kind of slipped on the turf, perhaps not used to this new surface, which they've only had a chance to practice on about twice since it was installed just this week. So Albrecht going to be close to the first down. There's a flag out at the end of the play. Officials doing their best to keep things under control, separating a couple of the Allan Hancock defenders. I think it was Angelo Ortiz being taken away by an official. Targeting against Allan Hancock, so you can add 15 yards to the end of the play. It was a 2-yard run for Albrecht. It ended up being 17 total gain on the play. 3:49 to play, and Monarchs need 3 scores. 2 timeouts to work with. But Gonzalez has looked good. That quarterback on his 2 series tonight. Love back in at running back to the right side of Gonzalez. 3 receivers right, 1 to the left. Gonzalez to his right, looking at the sideline and too high. He's looking for Ahmad Kent, who was the recipient of a 31-yard completion earlier in the game's 2nd longest offensive play for the Monarchs tonight. So now you start to wonder what the Monarchs might do next week offensively. Do they go back to Kalawaya Judd, or is Gonzalez showing enough that maybe he's going to be rewarded with his first start? Certainly something the coaches are evaluating over the final stretch of tonight's game. As Gonzalez out of the gun, tosses it to the 42, where it's complete. Again, finding Kareem Miles. Those two seem to have built some chemistry together over the second half of this game. About a 7-yard gain to the 42-yard line. Gonzalez running the no-huddle offense. Takes the snap, 2nd and 3, looking outside again. This time completes it to DJ King. King has the first down to the 36. 5 yards on the completion. With Allan Hancock playing a little bit of a prevent defense, I mean, that has to be considered as well, but the ball just seems to be moving better since Gonzalez came into the game. Love to Gonzalez's right. 4 receivers split evenly each side. Sebastiano makes the catch at the 28, and Sebastiano picks up about 4 or 5 more. After the catch, he'll be down at the 24, 12 yards to Julius Sebastiano. Saleh Valley getting closer to the end zone. They trail 26-9, though, 2:45 to play. Again, 4 receivers, 2 on each side. Love in the backfield. Gonzalez under pressure, has to unload quickly, finds Miles, who makes the catch at the 18. Miles running left to right. It's a couple more to the 16. 8 yards for Miles. Now is 85 yards on the night. I've got him at 9 catches tonight. So pretty productive night for Kareem Miles. 2nd and 1. Monarchs at the 24 of Allan Hancock. 3 receivers on the left side this time. Only Sebastiano on the right. Gonzalez under pressure, dumps it off short to Love. And Love gets wrapped up around the ankles at the 15, able to stretch it forward another yard to the 14, but just 2 yards on the play, but enough for a first down. So that got the job done. Good job by Gonzalez to find the open receiver short. Knew he didn't need a big play there, just had to get the first down. 1st and 10 at the 14. LA Valley into the red zone. And Gonzalez scoops a low snap out of the ground, throws it to the back of the end zone, and it's complete for a touchdown. DJ King, a 14-yard touchdown reception from Gonzalez, his 2nd touchdown pass on 2 series tonight. And a game that isn't going to end well for the Monarchs, but they have something to feel good about in the 4th quarter tonight. They perhaps have found something to build on offensively, as Patrick Gonzalez, the sophomore out of Texas, has looked very solid here in this 4th quarter. 2 touchdown passes for him. And as Calver puts the extra point up, it is good. A 26-16, now a 10-point game. Still 2-possession game, though. Monarchs with 2 timeouts, so obvious onside kick time here. So they can only stop the clock twice. So DJ King and Kareem Miles, each with touchdown receptions from Patrick Gonzalez, the new quarterback in the 4th quarter tonight. Threw to Miles most often. DJ King with a nice reception. Good job getting open at the back of the end zone. So both touchdown throws were to basically the same location. They were to the far left sideline. Some good air underneath the ball from Gonzalez. Now they'll try to recover an onside kick. 26-16, Monarchs on the wrong end of it. Minute 36 to play. And some trickery. I think LA Valley is going to spend a timeout here. Matt White, before he got the head coaching job here, replacing Robert Tucker. White was the special teams coordinator under Robert Tucker. Then took over this job on an interim basis, eventually given the full-time head coaching title, but he's still very involved in special teams, so you know they practice the onside kicks throughout the week. We'll see if they go for just the straightaway kick, see if they can get a fortunate bounce, hope somebody gets a little nervous on the hands team for Allan Hancock, or if they try some trickery. Guys shifting directions. Seen all kinds of things over the last few seasons. The kicker will run at it one way, then maybe even kick it off the back of his heel in the other direction. Ball has to go 10 yards, so it has to get to at least the 45-yard line or be touched by an Allan Hancock player before the Monarchs can recover it. Calver out to attempt the onside kick. 6 on the right side, 4 on the left. Flags come out, and that ball recovered by Allan Hancock. No, for Allan Hancock, that was Rashad Beckham, tight end out of Texas, also playing on that front line. The flag is probably going to be offside against LA Valley. It'll be declined by Allan Hancock, and Monarchs can stop the clock twice, but will be unable to stop it a 3rd time. So we'll see if Allan Hancock elects to actually run some offensive plays or if they just take a couple of knees. There'll be Steven shouting out there at quarterback. Seen some limited action tonight. Did play in the last series in the 4th quarter. Schotten will give it away on 1st down. That is Eddie Battle. Running back runs it forward for a few to the 37, and as if we haven't seen enough flags tonight, there's another one. We're almost at 3 hours. We're about 2 hours and 55 minutes game time tonight, so it should end up right around 3 hours. So unsportsmanlike conduct against LA Valley.
Charge for the Monarchs.
That'll be 15 yards. And a first down, so that'll help Allan Hancock, and just be one less time that the Monarchs can stop the clock. Monarchs down to just one timeout. So really not a whole lot they can do at this point. And now with the first down, Allan Hancock could just take a knee. Monarchs could stop at once, but then 2 kneel downs following the second and third down plays should run out the clock. We're a minute 12 and counting, and get it down to about a minute 5 before they have to snap the ball. Snap it with 3 seconds on the clock. Again, it's Battle getting the call. And Battle straight ahead, stops at the line of scrimmage at the 23. Now 2nd and 10. Well, we got a signal that Allan Hancock called a timeout. Why they would call one, no one seems to know. You'd think they'd be anxious just to get out of here, avoid any kind of injury. Just take a couple kneel downs, but maybe a chance throwing some of their second unit out offensively, knowing that this could be valuable game time experience for them. Not considering this garbage time. So Battle, the new running back out here, and the backup quarterback Steven Schouten is playing for a second series. Here, his first one resulted in a score, including biggest thing on the stat sheet for him, a 16-yard tip ball that wound up in the hands of Shecky. Set up a 1st and goal at the 3-yard line. It was eventually punched in by Isaac Bosley. That's the play that put the game out of reach for the Monarchs. They did answer with a touchdown of their own, but unfortunately looking like it was too little too late. 26-16, Allan Hancock with the lead and the ball. Just a minute left to play. So following the curious Allan Hancock timeout, it'll be 2nd and 10 from the Monarchs 23. Schouten is under center. Gives it away on a run to the left side, and that is Qualig Davis, freshman from Harrisburg, Pennsylvania. First carry of the night for Davis. And now the Monarchs can stop the clock. They have 1 timeout remaining. Waiting to see if they'll do it now or if they'll do it after the 3rd down play. They will take it after 2nd down. So 52 seconds to go, and the clock is stopped for what should be the final time. Now both sides out of timeouts. It'll be 3rd down and about 5 to go. So I guess if they get a stop, Monarchs could get the ball back, but hard to imagine they'd have 2 opportunities to score. But I think guys on both sides right now just trying to show that maybe they can make one more play, try to fight for some playing time. Still 8 games left in this regular season. Both teams obviously hoping to make it to a bowl game. Monarchs won bowl games in 2015 and 2016. Did not qualify last year. Allan Hancock off an 8-win season. Got to a bowl game last year as well, looking to return. This is Battle on 3rd down, and Battle breaks through, has the first down, gets inside the 5, and that should do it for tonight's game. So Battle with about 15 yards on his splurge up the gut. Monarchs can't stop the clock, 45 seconds to go. And it should be a kneel down away from this thing ending. Allan Hancock just has to snap it once. But the Monarchs unable to get a win on their new field. This new turf installed this week didn't bring any good luck. The Monarchs will fall to 1-1. Allan Hancock will get a win on opening night. Monarchs will go on the road next week to Long Beach City College and then be home in 2 weeks against Pierce in the Liberty Bell game. A lot of turmoil for Pierce. They've gone through 4 coaches in the last 2 years. So the Monarchs hoping that they can catch Pierce at a time before they can really find any kind of stability. So that's the final kneel down, and that's our ball game. 26-16, Allan Hancock over LA Valley tonight. Some bright spots at the end of the game for the Monarchs. Patrick Gonzalez, 2 touchdown throws in the fourth quarter. DJ King and Kareem Miles, each with 1 reception. King, 4 catches, 33 yards tonight. Kareem Miles, the leading man, 9 receptions, 85 yards. Defensively for the Monarchs, a couple of stars tonight. An interception by Brendan Cotilla Delgado, a sophomore defensive lineman out of Sun Valley. 3 fumble recoveries. Anthony Lira had 1. Chris Alexander had 2. And Jalen Alexander, big special teams play with a safety on a bad snap on a punt over the punter's head. So that'll do it for us tonight. We'll catch you in 2 weeks right here from Valley Glen when the Monarchs take on Pierce. I'm Aaron Rosenberg saying good night from Valley Glen. Thanks for watching LA Valley football here on SportsNetUSA.net.